Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is BT Plays here, and today we are on at the Crew Motorfest and we are testing out the newish Forsberg Racing Nissan Altimaniac. It looks very strange for a drift vehicle, but I'm quite excited to test out this vehicle and see how well it does perform. But before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe if you are new, as it does help out the channel. But yes, let's just get straight into the customization for this vehicle. I know there isn't going to be any. There isn't. Color, no. Only the vanity items you can change, but we'll keep it as it is. And it sort of gives us like I don't know, like NASCAR vibes. Like if I could put like an M&M livery on it, it would just be a NASCAR vehicle. Like it looks very strange for a drift vehicle, but I'm happy to try it. Whatever. It could be pretty good, it could be pretty bad, but I'm here for it. I don't care. But let's put on these 700 parts. I need to get rid of some of these lower parts. Actually, I don't need them. But 700 parts are now on, and this thing has a top speed of 205 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. Brake distance 60 to 0 is 19.8 yards, and this thing also has 1,400 horsepower. Right, enough of me talking, let's test out this vehicle and I'll see you at an event in a second. Here we go, Ibisu Style, the one at the airport. The pretty good drift event, the very solid drift event. I can't really complain about this event. So let's test it out and let's test out this vehicle because I don't know how it's going to perform. I don't know if it's going to feel really strange because it's quite a long vehicle. It's a four-door, like no drift vehicle should be a four-door. So this thing is, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to test out. And let's see how well this thing performs. Okay, I was not expecting that. It does feel heavy, 100%, but it does sort of like glide once you start turning, which is not what I was expecting from this vehicle. I know every drift vehicle does do that pretty much, but I was expecting something else from this big boy. But I mean, so far it feels pretty decent. Definitely have to get used to the positioning because it is just so long and so big. But apart from that, it does feel pretty decent, I won't lie. And the nitros is also coming out of the front as well, like the other Forsberg vehicle that we tested out, which is pretty cool, as you can see. Would that interfere with the driver? Why am I even asking these questions? I don't actually care. But it looks pretty cool from an outside perspective. But yeah, I am sort of struggling just with how big this vehicle is. I'm just not used to having vehicles like this. Look how long it is. And it's got a big spoiler on the back as well. I absolutely messed that up, my bad. But we got the points, that's fine. It's definitely not a bad vehicle either, not a bad drift vehicle. Like there's definitely some drift vehicles that feel heavier. And that's the only thing that really sets them apart because I feel like all drift vehicles sort of feel the same. In the way that they drift, they don't really change much really. It's just depending on how heavy the vehicle is. And in that case, that vehicle did feel quite heavy, but the actual like mechanics for drifting all stay the same. So as long as you know how to drift and can drift pretty well, then all drift vehicles are pretty good, unless it's obviously front wheel drive, then that is horrible. Never drift with any of them vehicles. But if it's a normal rear wheel drive or four wheel drive, then they all feel the same pretty much. It's just literally what I said, based on the weight of the vehicle and how long it is or how big it is. But yeah, that is the Altimaniac or the Altimaniac. It's definitely not a bad vehicle. It just does feel too long, especially for a drift event. But still feels pretty solid and it feels like a vehicle I could easily, use in drift events to get points and have no issues with. So I'm going to give this thing out of 10. Obviously, there's no customization, and the price, if you do want to know the price, I got it from the season pass, so I'm not sure how much this thing would cost. But with pretty much just the performance in mind, I'm gonna give it. It felt very average. It didn't blow me away like the other Forsberg vehicle, the Nissan Z. It just felt very stale. Felt like a normal drift vehicle. So I'm gonna give that. I can't give it any higher than like a 6 or a 7. We'll give it a 6.5. Why not? Because there's just nothing else to it. It's just performance, and it was very average. So a 6.5 I think is fair for this vehicle. And obviously, if you have used this vehicle, tell me what you think of it down below in the comment section. And while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next video.